you all up and down.
Yeah.
Some people have started closing their shops.
Hey.
As
Are you
as
sure?
today, yes.
And traveling
because,
to the village
they
to
want
vote.
to travel to the village to
We still
vote.
have a few days to
Some
go.
feel maybe there will be some kavuyo, so they feel they should
No,
close
that's
their
being
shops.
overrated.
I
That's
know.
overrating because right now we've not. Okay, the elections have had a little bit of violent incidents that have played out, but it has not been as that bad as compared to 2021.
Yes,
if you
until you need to
recall.
close your shop on
And
Friday, and
it-
elections are on Thursday.
Yeah, actually, now the most concern for most people is the internet.
Yes.
As compared to their personal safety of their properties and but still on D-Day, you will not judge. No one will judge somebody who says, "I'm going to close my shop. I will not to go on," because you can't.
You
know.
never know.
You can't tell what's happened. What
Gosobola
will happen.
okugulawo ekibinja ne kijja nga
Yeah.
sibambi si byoliko, and
Yeah.
then they take all your stuff.
And by starting from there, yesterday the EC was flagging off distribution of dispatching of electronic or voting materials. That is the biometrics and the ballot papers for presidents and directly elected members of parliament and also members of parliament. They start with 12 districts. They intend to do it across the country. They
This
go to
weekend.
their warehouses
Okay.
and then, and
Distribute.
the EC chairperson, Biabakama, was again speaking about that thing of a protest vote. People staying at the polling stations. And he was saying, he was trying to explain that if we have a crowd that has gathered for over 5 hours and it's an increasing crowd vis-a-vis the thin police officers at the polling stations, what do you think can happen? He was acknowledging the fact that the law provides for people to stay at polling stations. However, with the nature of our polling stations, if we have 1,000 people camped in one place with about 7 or 8 security officers around, and then something happens, maybe they start clashing and all, what will happen to the public? So
Kubanga ne polling stations zaffe butono.
Butono auntie.
Yes, butono.
You cross
Kati
the
wo-
road polling station in that area.
Ate abantu balina oyisa amamotoka gaabwe. They are going to work, they are going to hospital, they
They
are
block
going
some
to
roads. They
block
actually-
some roads. Naye
Yeah, they'll
kati
close off some
in
roads.
an emergency palm nga ambulance maybe yeyina okuyita waawo.
So the one ambulance will pass through the polling station.
I know. Not a polling station.
No.
Wano wolondera. Let's say
abantu
we
baba
are
bayimiride
voting.
line.
And I'm saying,
Like,
let's
yes.
say we are voting from here.
Yeah.
Wano ku Galaxy. Ekkubo liri awo, and they tell you to stand 20 meters.
Yeah.
What if the 20 meters ziri
Oh, it's
wali
a
wali?
road.
Yes.
Yeah.
The road slightly.
Exactly, yeah.
Wali ku kkubo we bati.
And then
tuba
someone
tugenda
gets
kola
knocked by the ambulance.
I know.
Just imagine the riot that will be there.
I know.
Lwaki
But-
omutomedde? Ambulance has the right of way, but then again,
I
you
hope
know,
it doesn't happen anyway.
Yeah, so he was speaking about, so if somebody says I'm going to close my business because I am afraid that maybe thousands of people will
It's
build
very
up,
okay.
then it's understandable. Yeah, the other thing Biwakama was speaking about was the sensitization, because he was saying we are going to sensitize people. We have already been sensitizing stakeholders. He was actually saying the previous day they did the Supreme Court, justices of the Supreme Court, on how to use the biometrics. They have done with Parliament. They have done with judiciary, with journalists. They have taught them about how this thing operates, so that people don't go to the polling station and they are wondering. They're asking you for your thumbprint, and you're saying
Atogamba
"Yeah,
lwaki?"
the thumbprint is showing. You're saying "Yeah, bali kubba kalulu," because you don't understand how the biometric works. So he was saying that the remaining days are going to be for sensitization of the public.
Okay.
And that these messages are going to be dispatched through social media. They're going to go via radios, TVs and all that, disseminating the information. But members of the public are asking, is that time enough for people to know exactly what to do at the polling station? How many people have the capacity to go on social media platforms? If you look at statistics of people who have access to the internet vis-a-vis the population of Uganda, how many have access to TVs in their homes?
At the internet, let's say bajijeko. So how will we know?
No, prior
what's
to
on
the
social media?
prior to the internet, where Charlie call Flora.
Auntie Ngamba,
Yeah.
let's say on that day.
For him, his argument is the days leading up to D-Day, they expect to sensitize people via those platforms. And of course, it's being done. If you go on social media, you'll see some of those videos where they're telling people, somebody who wakes up in the morning, imagine you're maybe a tout at the tax park, or probably you work in the market, and you have to wake up very early. If the EC doesn't find you there, they expect you to listen to radio, which some people may not have the time. Or they expect you to watch TV. Maybe you come back home very late, tired. So some people are going to bypass the communication because of the channels in which it's going through. So we don't know how extensive the EC sensitization is, should they be going to churches? Should they be finding people where they are? As compared to say, gendo kebere ku social media. Obali ndo kusanga message on TV.
Abatayina masimu gagenda ku social media wobo bajjeko.
Yes.
Maybe they can go eyo era nga bogambye mu churches, mu mosque, mu butale. Abantu bonna we bakunganira.
Mu taxi park.
Abantu balinya taxi ngo bagamba banange mugenda okulonda we bati. This is what is going to happen. You're going to have a very tough job on Thursday, Pamela.
The other thing is the issue of the biometrics. He talked of them training. They actually had to first train 1,053 supervisors, IT guys. Then these guys have been able to train 50,793. It's the number of polling stations. So they expect each polling station to have biometric machines, 2 biometric machines, and 1 person to operate the biometric machines on that D-Day. So there have been concerns about the time factor. One is one person manning a polling station. I don't know if they are naturally slow, or if they haven't picked up on how the biometrics work, it's going to delay the voting process. Then secondly, what if the person falls sick or something happens because they have trained these people?
I know.
What happens, the eventuality that something happens, the time spent to going and looking for maybe one of the supervisors who trained, that's already time lost at the polling station. And then what if it glitches somewhere somehow? So those are some of the concerns that have been raised. And then the argument is, unless you have been verified by the biometric, togenda kulonda. Even if your name is checked, it's in the register. Even if ojane ID neba scanning and neba proving unto you in the register.
Yes, it
has to accept. Yes, and each vote has to be scanned on the biometric.
Katulinde bulinzi because olwokuna teduli wala. But I want everyone to go and vote. Go early and go and vote. Anange genda olonde togenda kumakalu kamukwano go.
If you want to don't want to rush, if you want to be disturbed, go with your ID, they'll scan it. Oba oyina voter location slip genda nayo. Oba tojirina, you can still go if you don't have either of the two, and they will check for your name in the register. But go and vote.
Go and vote. Genda olonde kera kumacha ogende ku polling station olonde.
Ate omalirize
ogende waka okomewo regulo nga basoma obululu. Yes, that's what they've told us to tell people.
Exactly. You know? and we expect police to enforce the directive issued by the Electoral Commission. Kubanga they're the ones who conduct these elections. So, of course, we are going to see some push and pull because people will be saying we are following what the law tells us. 20 meters away, we are following what the law tells us.
But the EC is also... ngagamba abantu nti bannange omala okulonda gende waka bayagala okuma akalulu oli w'amagye like
the maje to keep the vote.
I know he was just
agents of
being
candidates.
Maybe sarcastic.
Maybe because what?
Oh God. Anyway, katulinde Thursday. Tulabe ekinaddako. Okoze olondera wa Pamela.
Nondereyo.
Wamweri.
Nida. I'm also going to vote from here.
From Kampala.
Yes.
Okay. Alex olondera wa Machindi. Wa. Munda yewa.
When you're saying Nondere, you just leave it at that, Flora. I think you want to know the exact polling station
because me, I want to travel and go and vote.
Yes.
Hello, guys.
The Mid-Morning to Corner with Flora Shaw, 100.2 Galaxy FM.
Zina.